Jacob, home field has so much new stuff, especially for March and March Madness. They came in with new jerseys, like new retro jerseys, which are super, super cool. They always have the best stuff. I bought a home field shirt a couple years ago, and it still looks brand spanking new. And I got more home field stuff on the way. I absolutely cannot get enough of home field apparel.
If you're a NASCAR fan, actually, they have some throwback gear on their site too
Yeah.
right now. So tap in, home field. If you want to support the show, use code SQUARE at checkout. You get 15% off if you're a first time orderer, or you get 10% off if this is if you're just a home field addict. That's code SQUARE at checkout. There's one company, Andy, that we trust to put our own merch out there into the world and who we firmly believe is coming on top this football season. That's elitesports.com. They support athletes directly. They make custom stuff for us and for them. So how could we not be on board?
We got friends who have bought the crew necks. I always wear my Elite Sports Squaring Around hat. Got to support the brand. Use code SQUARE at checkout for a 10% discount. Not too shabby. EliteSports.com. They support the athletes and they support us. So go support them.
Thanks for squaring.
I saw a lot of the Caitlin Clark content this week, Jacob, and part of me wants her to play in the big three because I think that I'm right that she would be like not great, but good. What did you watch any of the women's basketball tournament?
Let me tell you, this is some of the very first women's basketball I've watched all year. Not
Of
because
course.
not because I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna watch any women's basketball, just because like scheduling for some. I don't even watch men's basketball most of the time, which is why my bracket is dog shit. But I'll tell you what, I did tune in live to watch LSU in Iowa because that was fucking appointment viewing. And I think, and I wrote this in a script, this like, in a TV script this past week. When we're talking about the greater impact of like the popularity of women's sports, we're gonna circle back to last year and this year's game, Iowa versus LSU.
Do you think that if the men's game was better, it would matter as much?
Is it because like the game is so different, like in college basketball versus the NBA? Or
It's just that there's better players.
yeah.
Like the
And the
thing about
field of talent is insane in basketball.
the thing about football is that even bad football is still football. Same with baseball. Like even
Yeah, but I'm
bad
not,
baseball is
you and I are
baseball.
both not watching USFL
I
though.
am
You are?
San Antonio, dude. They got a team.
Shout out Savion Patton, who was introduced to the mayor of San Antonio this past week.
Yeah. No, I'm watching UFL football for sure. Because even bad football is still football. But basketball is like the product if
I don't
it's
even know the right
worse.
abbreviation for that league, I'll be honest. So I
I think it's UFL,
think it is.
United Football League.
I don't know.
Um,
Who knows? There's a U, there's an F, there's an L. Maybe it'll be around next year if The Rock isn't busy beating up Cody Rhodes and that.
You should cry. You should cry, boy. Look at that blood. Now, look at this blood. Ah!
you know
New
what's funny? So
WWE
this
storyline.
this is the funny thing is that they got 45,000 fans in attendance for Easter weekend.
Mhm.
And we were talking about it. We're like, that's not very good. Like for 4 games to have 45,000 fans, like that's not very good. But their
Across the
fan
league?
base across the league, 4 games, a total attendance 45,000. And I was like, that's not very good. And their fans are like, actually, not bad for a first weekend. I'm like, okay, got it. Like averaging 10,000 fans per game that's Texas State numbers.
Dude,
That's not great.
there is a starved like deal for whatever reason, football wise, in the Alamo City. Um, the gunslingers, like remember when we got denied credentials from the gunslingers?
Did we? I don't
Yeah.
remember that.
Or what were they? What were they? The defenders or some bullshit like that?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
applied for press credentials. They denied us. And I said, I hope this league fails. And then it did.
Jeez.
I think I told that to the sports information person. I was like, you know what? I hope your league fails, bro.
He was the information person because there was a former Texas State person that was in charge of one of them.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of like toe dipping around because Chris Coots was actually doing some sort of stuff for the Round Rock Express. And I mentioned that you were over there calling a game or doing whatever you
Yeah,
were doing
doing
last
yeah.
weekend. And he was like, "Oh, really? I'll be there tomorrow night." And I was like, "Hey, look at that."
Look at that. Yeah,
No, but like,
yeah.
everybody knows everybody over here, so But
It's
anyway, like
small world.
for whatever reason, Easter Mass on Sunday at the San Fernando Cathedral, there were a lot of Brahma's like gear in attendance, and
Really?
it's the same church that I have also looked up mid prayer, by the way, and then seen a Ben Roethlisberger jersey, which is the most disrespectful thing ever in a church.
Jesus
So
Christ.
take that with a grain of salt. But still, a lot of Brahma's fans in attendance.
First off, Brahma's gear is insane.
Yeah.
Second off, to wear it to Easter Mass, that's
not just
like,
that. It's not even just team gear. Like this is like bedazzled, like made off the side of I-10 gear. That's what I'm saying.
and they wore it to the cathedral.
Bro. I was in a suit,
man.
by the way. If you want to know what I was wearing on Easter Sunday, I was not in Brahma's gear.
That's tough.
Tired of winning the tailgate but losing the games? We can't help that. But we can tell you what the hell is up with each team and what's going on across sunny San Marcos. Texas State fans, get on your feet. You're listening to Squarin' Around with Jakob Rodriguez and Andrew Zimmel.
Welcome to the podcast, Square Around. I am the Texas State Sports Press, Andrew Zimmel. That is Jakob Rodriguez, and this is a good way to lead into a conversation I wanted to have with you because we got baseball. They're doing their thing. Softball, Jessica Mullins is still incredible. But I want to start with the thing that matters most. River State. We finally have merch. We have merch for Texas State. They finally are capitalizing on the pocketbooks. You're wearing one of the jerseys, the retro jerseys right now, Jake.
This is not a River
happening?
State gear, though. I will just say this is not River State gear. This is just the baseball team's throwback jersey. We cannot
talk to me about it. Yeah.
University of Louisiana at Lafayette at baseball, or a lot of things, actually. But damn it, do we have better gear than them? Yes, I believe so. The River State stuff is cute. I think Ish was in San Marcos, and he posted some River State stuff, and I was like, hey, did you buy that or did they give it to you? Because I think the shirt that he posted was really cute too. So I was like, damn it, I might have to buy some River State gear at some point. I don't know. I've been scrolling through it, but nothing's really caught my fancy. I think it is cute. I think it's even cuter that the first photo in like that photo set is Don Coryell and Kelly Damphus posing up.
Yeah, no, I liked it. I like that they kind of like tried to sneak it and they had like we got to cover the SWT like logo and stuff. I'm a big fan of the content. Huge fan. I think enough time has passed now. When it comes to like the old Southwest Texas and like the new brand and stuff, that we can kind of start like
but this is its own
SWT in.
This is its own bullshit though. It's not.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's like their own like it's like I guess like what do you call it? Like just like a community fucking brand.
Hey guys! So we're coming out with a new product line. Do y'all want to check it out?
Yes, of course.
Okay, perfect.
Oh my god! Oh my gosh!
The stickers?
Oh, yo.
Yes, this would be perfect for the river.
This is perfect for the river.
Totally bring this to the river.
River State? I love it!
Shit.
I love that we live
River
right by the
State,
river,
that's
you know?
perfect.
These are so cute! Wait, they are soft. A little river cover-up. Love a good hat.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I would so rock this, and
Yeah,
it's
I
like a
would
great
totally
like
rock
color
this.
that'll match with anything.
Oh, that's like so cute.
It's
really
oh
soft.
my
Feel it.
gosh! It's super soft.
Eat 'em up, guys.
Like it's not.
The-
It has
we're
nothing
not
to
talking-
do. It has
you're not
nothing to
talking about
do
River
with
State.
Southwest or anything.
You're not talking about River State. I'm talking about those jerseys that you're wearing right now and the retro hats and stuff. That's
what I'm
talking
telling you. This has nothing
Really?
to do with what the fuck you're talking about. Yeah. no.
Really?
River State is its own like
Yeah, that's what I'm
culture,
saying.
like Texas State brand.
Yeah.
And then the Southwest stuff, this is just the thing that they were doing for that one game.
So okay, but they're gonna use it more than just one game.
Well, yeah, prospectively. I don't know. I'm not a uniform guy.
Okay.
It's
I
true.
don't know. Yeah, no.
I actually
know,
ran
yeah.
into the uniform guy and he was like, "Hey man, what's going on?" And I was like,
the
"Dude,
uniform. What time? The uniform guy, is that like Colton or is that
no.
the equipment guy?
The head equipment dude
Okay.
who runs merch for Texas State. who was selling this jersey at the game, and that's how I met him. But I was like, dude, I'll tell you what people really, really want is like the hoodies, but the cutoff ones. You know, the ones that stop like at your bicep. I would be so swole if I wore that shit, bro.
Oh my god,
You know what I'm talking about?
The Bill Belichick cut.
Yes, bro. I need
the
one of those
weightlifter.
so bad. So if you have any sort of connection in the damn Texas State universe, and you're like River State, oh my gosh, Southwest throwback gear, oh my gosh, Texas State gear, oh my gosh, make that shit, please. I'll buy all three: Southwest, River State, and the normal thing. This was $75, by the way. If anybody wants one of these, you can buy it
Holy
on the
shit!
you can buy it on the team store, or you can buy it at a home game. They have a little merch store that I
Now
have
is it
never
worth
seen
it?
before.
Is it worth $75? You spent $75 on worse stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I have spent $75 on worse things. Remember, I just bought a PS5 pretty much on a whim the other day. So,
Yeah,
whatever.
almost a cruise. Almost paid for a cruise.
I know I did pay for a cruise. I'm not on the cruise. Does anybody see the math there?
So $75 better
This
spent
week,
it on a cruise.
motherfuckers, too. I'm pissed. Whatever. That's some backstory there. If you guys watched all of season 1, you'd be like, wow, I would have taken everyone on that cruise. This is the cruise week that I was supposed to go on. That joke's for my mom and dad. Shout out,
Tough
mom
looks.
and dad.
tough looks. All right. So are you going to get one of the River State shirts? Do you like those? Do you like the tubing brand? Are you going to get a tube? Or are you going to get the beach shorts?
I like how you just like tuned into what the fuck this actually is at this point now. But yeah, maybe. I don't know. It definitely is geared towards this time of the year, right? April into May, into that.
Of course, yeah, tubing
period.
time.
Yeah. And let me just start this podcast by saying I'm so sorry, everybody, because have promising to get guests. I tried my ass off to get a guest.
Jacob, a bad booker? Oh,
no, I tried so hard to get a guest this week. I reached out to SID, who will not be named, and we couldn't get our girl Jess or Sarah Vanderford on. Like I've been planning, and I'm such a like chronological order person. Like on this list, I want to get these people in a certain order.
Yeah, I was gonna say
because so when I saw that
for a
plan,
guest, if you're just looking for a guest, we could get a guest.
When I saw the plan for this week burn down in real time, I reached out to everybody. I reached out to Brian Holloway. I reached out to Seamus O'Kelly. I reached out to Savion Patton, already mentioned on this podcast. I had a couple other conversations too, but ultimately, I'm like, you know what? I went to spring practice, so that's what we'll talk about. My thoughts and opinions on watching some dudes work out one time ahead of the spring game, which is in 2 weeks.
This is good because I can flip the podcast on you and ask you like questions about the spring game or spring practice because I wasn't there. I'm going to be at the spring game.
You were invited, but did not show up.
It was Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
What? Okay. I
just want the record to reflect.
Okay. Who was on crutches?
Cole Wilson and Ben Bell was in a sling. So, You know what? This is some bullshit because I walk in, I'm having a great Saturday morning, right? Make tremendous traffic from San Antonio to San Marcos.
A Saturday morning, I'd hope you'd make good traffic.
It was great. It was perfect.
Yeah. There shouldn't be a lot of traffic.
But it was wonderful.
Okay.
Then I go to Dos Gatos, get a couple kolaches, stop at Mochas and Javas, get some free Wi-Fi going, I'm hanging out. Then I get to practice finally after my nice little Saturday morning decompress sesh. And first person I see is Zach Webb, So I'm like, what's up, Zach? And I think one of the first things he says is like, hey, you up to date on the injuries? And I'm like, this is the shittiest way to tell me somebody on our team is injured. And so I'm like, nah, I'm not really on that shit. Like, I do not do this shit.
That would be like, time, run that back. That'd be like if somebody's like, hey, how's the life insurance on your parents?
Yeah.
What do you
mean? I knew, I knew the punchline was coming. I'm like, this is gonna really hurt my feelings, isn't it? And I was on the sideline shooting some video, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, hey, that's Cole Wilson. And I was like, I wonder why he's not in pads. I was like, oh shit, he's on crutches. Fuck.
Yeah. How serious is the injury? Did you know?
It doesn't look that bad. I was assured, actually, by Chris Coots and a couple other people, I think Chad Morris, who we ended up talking to, that everybody will be a go for a spring game. So,
Okay.
Whatever that means to you. I think he tweaked his ankle, but he was just keeping it up. He was still like kind of walking around and stuff, and
But was he in a boot or was he just on crutches?
was not in a boot. Yeah,
Okay.
that's the difference between a high ankle sprain and a low ankle sprain most of the time too. So
Yeah,
for all
then
you
it does
NFL
sound,
team doctors out there,
that sounds like just a tweak then. And Ben Bell in a sling, what is that story?
it looked like it was just like immobilized and like in an air cast. So
Okay.
I think maybe it's just like a ligament sprain or something too. Like, I don't know.
We don't want to.
I'm also not a doctor,
here.
everybody.
We don't want
So
to speculate here, but
I'm
Jacob is
diagnosing
like,
everything.
It's a low ankle sprain and
Well,
a shoulder
actually,
tweak. Okay.
on this podcast, I am the closest thing we have to a doctor.
What the hell does that mean?
Because I was a lifeguard instructor and a lifeguard. I've saved a few lives in the valley. There's a couple Mexican kids who have their lives because of me. I'm just saying.
That's okay. What is closer to a doctor, a lifeguard or a dentist?
Have I made this joke on this podcast before? Like if I'm on a plane and somebody's like, "Is there a doctor in the house?" Like I wouldn't raise up my hand first for sure because I'm not a doctor.
You're insane.
But
You are
if they were like,
crazy.
does anyone know CPR? I'd be like, yes, I actually do. But my certification lapsed. So
Is that one of those skills though that you never lose? CPR?
No. Well, I mean, you know it for sure. The ratios never change. Like for breaths and chest compressions.
Yeah, staying alive, right?
Staying alive. Well, yeah, but I'm talking about like 2 breaths to 30 chest compressions,
Yeah, okay. I would not raise your hand. I would,
I
Wouldn't
said I
do
wouldn't
that.
be the first. I
Plane's
might
going
be
down.
second or third.
Plane's going down. Do you think you could land it?
Fuck no, dude. First
See,
of
I
all,
think
you
I-
know how
I
hard
think
it
I
is to
could.
get into a cockpit?
No,
Like,
no. Okay, yeah. Take that aside. You're on a plane.
yes.
Both of the pilots are out, and they're like, "We're gonna go down." And you can talk to ground control. Somebody
Okay.
can walk you through it.
Oh,
you-
I don't think there's.
You don't think you can do it?
Maybe, I don't know.
I think I could do it.
If they're like, just keep the nose up, maybe.
No, like you put the headset on. Can you listen to instructions? Do you crack under pressure? Those are the two things.
No, I don't crack under pressure.
Okay.
I
Can you
can
listen to
listen.
instructions?
I can listen to instructions. Yes,
I think I could land a plane.
but I'm bad at following directions. Where does that put us? Like
So
on
what?
on a GPS or something?
If some okay, whatever. I don't. That's
I'm just
insane.
answering your question.
I can listen to instructions, but I can't follow directions.
Whoa!
That's
Yeah,
the
but-
same thing. That's like
Welcome to Yoda on the podcast.
you're dumb. Like look at the third gauge on your left. Does it say what? Okay, it says this. Okay, well you need to adjust that. All right, I could do that. I could totally do that. But you're saying like if they say take a left, you got to hold your hands up and be like left or right.
I think in a high pressure situation like that, like not saying you would forget the orientation of the world, but you would definitely be like, okay, no, I got this. I got this.
I mean, like, look, you're looking. One is the sun's up here and the earth is there. Now I know up and down.
Yeah.
And
No, I'll tell you
you
what,
know-
a helicopter is a totally different scenario. You're going down for sure. You cannot.
You
fly
think
one
so?
of those. You cannot fly one of those motherfuckers.
Well, yeah, because you're spinning too.
Yeah, and then like there's like a
Yeah.
whole like that's the reason Kobe's plane went down is because they didn't know they were facing a certain way or something because like the compass was all over the place.
Yeah. No, I think I could land a plane. I don't think I could land a helicopter.
Yeah, no, that's insane.
So what other stuff do you see at the spring game?
Well, one of the first things I wanted to see was Jordan McLeod throwing. He was pretty much the only quarterback I saw throwing because I actually met PJ Hatter's dad. So PJ Hatter's dad came up to us and we were just hanging out.
He didn't want to fight you?
No. He actually was like, "You've been talking shit on the podcast."
Did he say that?
And yeah, he did. And I was
Good.
like, actually, if you listen to the podcast, you'll know that we are fans of your son, sir. So he actually put us on to
Mhm.
some stuff too. He was like, "Hey, I bet you guys didn't know this shit. PJ swam in high school." And I was like, "Really?" And so he pulled out some vintage PJ Hatter swimming film.
Ooh, he had the tape.
It was awesome.
He showed
Yeah.
the
And I was
PJ
like,
Hatter-
I don't think this was ever included in his player bio, but now I'm gonna
No.
remember. Hey, PJ Hatter,
What do you think that is a transferable skill? Is what I would ask the person.
the person PJ Hatter's dad?
Yeah. No,
I
but
think-
I'm just like anybody.
I think that
So,
just means
like,
how good of an athlete he is because he said that
you-
he taught himself how to swim.
as a lifeguard, how's that make you feel?
I taught myself how to swim mostly. So
Okay.
Mhm.
Now I'm in a bar and we're arguing who should be the starting quarterback, and somebody brings up he used to swim in high school. How much weight do you put that? Do you say like, oh shit, okay, or
I think I would have been more impressed if they were like, "Oh, PJ Hatter was a water polo player. You ever seen water polo? Water polo is an
yes,
insane
yeah,
game. Yeah,
yeah, no, those guys are
you're basically
fit.
just fighting underwater and then
So,
trying to play soccer.
but okay, so honestly, all that tells me is that the guy has incredible stamina, because swimmers have really good short burst stamina, and as a quarterback I think it's important to have that short burst stamina for sure.
You got a good frame for it too. He's long and skinny, so
Yeah, so
and he
okay.
had great form. I'll tell you that much.
But of the sports that you could be like, because I think PJ played more than just, he did more than just swim and play football. Like he had like a track, right? He played other sports.
Likely. Yeah.
So, or like competed in other sports. So I imagine that like swimming is not like the number 2 thing for him. I imagine like his second best sport was basketball or baseball or track.
Yeah. In
And,
my
like,
heart of hearts, I
swimming is-
wish it was swimming.
that would be
Like,
I
wow,
don't
we
know.
really found
But
the diamond here.
But again, like that's something that, talk about recruiting. You go to a swim meet to recruit a quarterback, that would be a story. That's an ESPN E60 story. Yeah, I went to a swim meet and I found my corner. It's like, huh? Yeah. He was able to get to one side of the pool to the other. I said, that guy can cover too. That guy knows to read a defense. All right, cool.
I was telling Chris Coots too. I think this was the first ever spring practice I've ever gone to.
Is that true?
No, that's a lie. Because I went last year, or maybe it might have been the summer that I went to or something. I for sure did not go at all in college because it was like, what the fuck is the point? But I imagine seeing those really dog shit teams. If I went out to one single practice, like I'm sure I would have been the only person there, or if it wasn't me, there was like maybe another person there.
Brian,
now there's
London
actual
can-
like a kind of a crowd that is drawn on the media side.
Is there really?
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
there's-
hold on.
oh, actually, it was junior day at Texas State the same Saturday I went, and I was told
Okay.
that there was 100+ recruits that were invited out, and around 200 more plus people, like their families, their mom and dad.
So
whoever
that's
else.
why. Okay.
No, but not just that. I'm just saying that there was other people there covering the team on Saturday.
You,
Yes.
Zach Webb,
Mhm.
Colton,
Yes.
nobody from the Statesman.
No.
Nobody from the Express News.
No. Ooh, Star Babies were there.
Okay. That doesn't, I mean, okay.
Not your KTSW babies. though.
people, yeah, right. Which, I don't have
I
any,
thought I was
anything.
listening back to the podcast. I thought when you said that you're the bastard father of KTSW, I thought that was really funny.
Thanks. The joke still stands. They don't, I mean, if they want help, I'm around. I have thoughts, trust me.
Are you
But
not like on a board or something over there?
No.
Like, as soon as I
No.
graduated, they put me on a board over here for the Star. So
no,
they just got a new editor in chief too. So
I
congratulations.
did see that. I did see that.
Marissa
Yeah.
and Blake. I'm pretty sure. If I was wrong on those names, I'm editing that shit out. You're not gonna have me look like an idiot. But I'm pretty sure it was Marissa and Blake.
I saw Marissa for sure. I'm not quite sure who the managing editor was, but no, this is, if we want to do the KTSW thing, they know what they're doing. They don't need me. There's no reason for me to be on any sort of board. Dan has that stuff
Marissa
on
and Blake.
lock.
I was right.
Dan has that stuff on lock. He doesn't need me at all. But yeah, I mean, but my point is not, well, there's no new media. There wasn't like
You and me actually are technically the newest form of media for the
Zach
media.
Webb.
Well, no, I mean they've been there for a while. I mean, remember Kev started the podcast like a long time ago.
Yeah, but this is like the third iteration of it, right?
No, well, this one I think was started in 2020. No, 2019.
When Now or Get Bent?
I think so. Pretty sure.
All right, I don't know their life story.
No, I've scrolled on their Spotify for a while now, so I think I know their bio at this point.
Okay. Well, anyway, point is that it's not like the CBS Austin wasn't there. Your Fox San Antonio wasn't there, so it's like I understand. There's still room to grow when it comes to the media coverage for this team. Chris, call me. Let it going.
Which is why everybody was last week was like, "Oh my gosh, the media coverage."
Really?
No, remember it was a whole segment that we did, and I was like, "Hey, don't talk shit about the Texas State core of media unless you know what the hell is going on." While we're still on the subject, though, congratulations to Kev Chardello on baby number 2.
Oh yeah, the shout out. I love that. Love to see that.
Yeah, that was cool. Anyway, so those were some of the things I was looking at spring game. Jordan McLeod, and I was just like, I hadn't taken out my camera since the First Responders Bowl, so it's good to just look through my settings and
charge the battery,
figure out some BS. Yeah, I hadn't charged this mic that I'm using actually since the First Responders Bowl either, which is just a testament to how damn good this battery is. It's amazing.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, Jordan McLeod can throw footballs still, rest assured. Ishmael Mahdi is still running the ball very healthily. The running back room that we inherited from UTEP, insane. A lot of those guys look very good, very big. Got to see everybody coaching. You got to see Barrick Neely coaching. Got to see Chad Morris coaching. And that's the dude who ended up speaking with, Chad Morris, who is just a football dude, bro. It's so awesome. And he's just like old school.
He's a football
coach.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah. And GJ Kinney hyped it up. If you guys watch the press conferences or stuff, or if you just watch like what I cut up on our YouTube and shit, like GJ Kinney, either the first week or the second week, was like, it was so cool getting to see Coach Morris coach again, because I hadn't seen that, since obviously like I was like a GA for him, or you get to see him like every day do these things. But now he's like a position coach, so it's even more removed, right? So now the head coach is like, oh wow, look at this. And so like, he just gets to see his coach, which is so cool, I think. And so I got to ask them both about
Is that how you feel on the board? You see other writers write, you're like, oh, I'm so proud of how they write.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it is straight up. Yeah. Cause like,
this is why I couldn't be on a board. This is why I'd be an awful coach. Cause it's like, that does not bring me any joy to watch somebody else do my job.
One of my biggest goals, and you wouldn't believe it by how much shit I talk, but is like, I'd love to teach at Texas State at some point. It would be my dream job to teach journalism or something.
You take a pay cut
at journalism. Dude, some of those guys freaking ball out of control.
Yeah. Most of them don't.
Oh, okay. I saw a couple Buicks in the parking lot that'll disagree, sir.
I'm just telling you, most of them do not get paid like that. Credit card debt, it's a wonderful thing.
Well, here's the thing.
You would know all about that. You would know all about that.
All about it. My FICO credit score is a lot better than some of their teachers. I'll tell you that much for sure. Some of those guys are living.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I would love to teach media law or something like that once I go to law school. Once I get my act together and get my shit in order.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that would be cool. And we're gonna get new sound too on Thursday. They said that GJ's only gonna speak on Thursdays now. I guess that's whatever he's doing. I got to talk to him. I got to talk to him.
Recording schedule.
I got to talk to him just this much. No, because I edit on Thursday nights anyway, so it doesn't matter to us. That's why I do it on Wednesdays, because it takes time to export this video anyway. So
good practice today. Guys were getting after it. You could tell the juices were flowing a little bit. Kind of changed it up on them, did a little more team than a normal Thursday, and it's the energy was there, the physicality was there. We just gotta continue to harness that emotion and play with discipline. And but you got to have practice like this to get that done. So really excited for where we're at. And I think our coaches are doing a really good job of coaching these guys hard and demanding excellence in everything they do. And we're not there yet, but we're on our way.
But I got to talk to him just this much after practice too, and I was just like, "What's up, coach? Good to see you again, man."
He heard your story about Spavital helping you out, and he was like, "I'm not doing that for this guy."
Yeah, he said, "What's up, brother?" He did.
What's up, brother?
I wish he did the fingers. But
special plays, special players.
Tuesday. Yeah, that's pretty much what he did. And then I was like, did the whole thing.
Did he really?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be honestly on a recruiting call. Could you imagine? What's up, brother?
Hey, coach, we got this guy, but his personality is just the internet. So do with that information what you will. How's it going, Marcus? Tuesday.
You can say it. I can say
Martin
it.
Or
just kidding.
Sugar Sean O'Malley would win in a fight, in a street fight. That's so
Could you imagine a 6'4", 210, can throw the ball 70 yards on his knees, but he only talks in TikToks. He only talks in like internet slang. Like he's like, "Hey, did you rizz up the OC?" It's like, "What are you talking about? Like, are you fucking stupid?" But incredible athlete. Could you do that?
I had a separate conversation about this because I was like, I feel like I've been having so many conversations about this particular thing that I'm about to talk about. Like the next stage of not just sports media, but media all over the world, like TV, whatever, like everything's very quickly evolving. Typically everything changes like every 3 years. That's like the technology cycle of media. But I think the next stage of media is going to be all these fucking people from like YouTube and that world, like that, what's up, guys? Like voice, like that vocal fry-ish thing. That's what's going to be on your local TV pretty soon. Like just like there's already in like
not a shot.
In like Houston and Dallas and like the bigger cities, there's already like the influencers. Those guys are like lifestyle reporters right now.
That's insane.
Because they just have like a brand that they already know. And so you could be like, oh, wow, KPRC in Houston or whoever signed this person. And you instantly get like a flash flood of viewership, you know?
Okay.
And then you do it during like how TV is already set up. And like, does radio have sweeps or is it just TV?
No.
Okay. Well, TV has like certain ratings periods where it means more to watch it at certain times. It's like it's February, November, and
it's where you make all your ad money.
And June. Yeah, it's where you make a majority of your ad money. But that's like when you also tease like special projects and stuff because you're supposed to have better things on at that time. And you're also not supposed to take PTO or anything. I do because I don't get paid that much. So
investigative reports. Hey, we did an investigation in the mayor. Yeah.
But then all of a sudden you got this TikToker that everybody knows doing one of those. And you're like, oh shit, I should probably watch that. That's cool. I've seen that guy on Instagram before.
See, radio has a little bit of that, but I would love to do a sports talk show or just a show with a influencer because I think that would be the funniest thing in the world. I think it would be awful product. The product would be terrible, but it would be just really fun to do. It would just be like just chopping it up with somebody who clearly doesn't understand the medium. It'd be fun.
No. Now I have a bunch of friends in Houston that like just do like media stuff, and they're like, "Oh my God, we deal with this fucking person," and she like has their own like it's called something Hood News, but she just shows up to crime scenes and then goes on Facebook Live. She has millions of followers. It's crazy. And she has better stuff than like some of the local TV outlets. Like she'll get like exclusive video or people send her tips and stuff like that.
Yeah, because there's no
solved crimes before.
There's no ethics. Well, there's no ethics with that either.
Yeah, but it's like citizen journalism that is now paid and sponsored, which is crazy.
It's like the true crime podcast stuff where it's like they're breaking stuff, but it's like, yeah, because you went to the house where the shit happened. And like other journalists don't do that because it's like unethical to like step on in a crime scene like that.
Jake Gyllenhaal Nightcrawler that shit, bro.
Facts. Yeah.
Shout out Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to spring game stuff. My bad. So spring game shaping up
strong
for April 13th, which is
next
2
week?
weeks away, right? Because this is the first week of April. This is the story of a girl who cried the river and drowned the whole world.
Next week. It's next week.
Yes, next week. And they're gonna do the jersey sale. They're gonna do some sort of event that they have like the golf thing that's happening like the day before. Like the big golf tournament that the Victory Star NIL is putting on.
Mm-hmm.
So they're trying to make it like a big alumni weekend. I've already said that to a bunch of people. Like, oh yeah, they're trying to make it kind of like a big thing.
Now, did you get an email for that? Yes, I think there is. I think they're gonna have the Bud Light tent out there too.
Dang.
But I don't know. That's not confirmed. I've heard that. I've heard that through the grapevine that might be happening.
We need to add Don onto this guest list of mine too, so we can have like a state of the athletics department again. Like
I would love that. That'd be fun, and that'd be fine. But did you get an email about anything alumni related?
Yes,
I have not.
For real, dude, I'm signed up to all of them, but it's because I buy tickets and stuff to games, which is so the next part of this podcast where we basically just danced around football. We didn't talk about any football news. But I went to go see baseball on Saturday. I have one bone to pick with the athletics department, and it's that they throttle ticket prices because when I went to go see App State, Texas State play, Texas State lost. Wham, wham. But tickets were only $10. Easy peasy. You know, I paid for like me and I think my cousin or something. This last time I also bought 2 tickets, $15 a piece this time because we were playing Louisiana. And I was like, $30? What the hell?
So you
And
want just flat prices?
I'm very like, if I'm not writing or doing anything official, I'm gonna buy a ticket because I don't want, I want separation of church and state. Like if somebody sees me at
Nah, fuck
something,
that.
I don't have a press pass in my hand. Like mostly at baseball games, I'm there as a fan most of the time.
I get a press pass every time. Texas State's going to hate me. But the reason I do it is because for the content. Like, I'm not drinking. I'm not partying. I'm not doing anything stupid.
See,
I go in the press box.
That's the difference between you and me.
Yeah.
Because I do both of those things.
I watch in the press box, and I'm taking it all in because we're going to come on the podcast and talk about it. So it's like, it's all for content. It's all for work.
I have one of these evergreen ones too. So it's so fire. So I can just go to anything. As long as it's not a football game, because this is football games.
So you're essentially like, look at this cool thing I have that I never use. Cool.
What do you mean? I use it sometime when I'm covering the games. Like I used it at football.
So, but back to your throttling prices. So would you rather just flat prices for everything? Like $10? Okay.
Because I didn't understand.
You want to get flat prices for everything? I have a really simple solution for flat prices for everything.
Well, it's because
you know what it is?
Because this was 2 conference games. So I would understand if it was non-conference and that's the reason. But it was 2 non-conference games.
I have a simple solution for you. You want all the games to be priced the exact same, Jacob?
Yeah.
You know what you should do?
No, I'm not going to buy season tickets.
Season tickets.
I'm not going to
buy season tickets.
How much are season tickets to baseball?
That's what Don's going to say.
Buy me some time. Let's see.
That's what Don's gonna say to you, because I guarantee you that he's listening to the pod because he listens every week. Shout out
he's
Don.
like, I got
Shout
Jacob's
out
ass
Kelly.
right now.
And he's just punching the air being like, you want ticket prices the same? Buy season tickets, divide it by however many home games, and that's your price. Do that, because that would be the way to do it. I am thinking, Jake, because I was looking on Zillow the other day, and there's some houses for sale in San Marcos. Would you want to buy a house in San Marcos?
Dude,
would you be interested? Because I'm thinking that's the next step for this podcast. It's just yes, to buy a house in San Marcos and just go to every game. I granted the commute for you would be worse than me.
Yeah, it would suck ass.
But yes, but we both work this night shift. You know, we're getting up at the same time essentially. We'd leave the game and go straight to work, like God intended. How long does it take you to find in Google season tickets Texas State? That's all you got to do.
It takes a while because they're not selling them anymore, so they're not like, it's not front page of the website. Yeah,
that makes sense. Do you have an idea? Do you have a ballpark?
It would be cheaper than football though, and football was only like $150 for the season.
Yes,
and
because
that was like 7 games or something.
And we talked about buying season tickets so that we could just go with our friends, which I think is a good idea. I think that's still a really good idea.
Though where I sat last year with my family to watch the Georgia Southern game, which punched us into bowl eligibility. But that was a good game to pick in hindsight, to go with my family on. But that first area where it's like shaded and it's like right underneath the press box, the best seats in the fucking house. Those chairs are padded. You got a bunch of leg room. You're in the shade most of the time. It's amazing.
Yeah, and you're not with like the college students. It's a good idea. I would, you know what? That was a diss I shouldn't have made. I would not mind sitting in the student section one more time. Just one more time, Texas State being good, because there's so many years where we were bad and I was sitting in the student section. It was just me. So to go to a game and it's like rowdy and like we're winning, that would be something that I would enjoy. But the problem is that I'm old now. Like
the one game that our friends
ago,
went to, they did not sit in the student section. They came over to like on the sidelines where I was at the time, and I took a picture of them. I thought it was cute, took a picture of them, and I was on my way to show them like, hey, this is the picture. And Tristan jumped the gate. And I was like, oh my God. And immediately like 3 cops were like, hey man, you can't be over here. And I was like, my hands are tied, Tristan. I'm not losing my press pass over this shit.
That's insane. So baseball, do they suck?
Oh, damn.
Pitching's not there, buddy.
Fuck no, it's not there, dude. Get our ass kicked.
Yeah.
I'm also 0-2 every time I've seen this team. No, 0-3 because I saw him at the Round Rock Express game.
I told Trouty that. I texted Trout and said, like, Jacob's 0-3 when he sees you play.
You don't have
And
any
he
number.
he said, "Stop coming to the games." He said, "Jacob, you're bad luck. Stop coming." So I don't know. I'm just saying, dude.
Yeah. No, I want them to win too. I'm gonna see them at the end of the month when they play UTSA over here.
Mhm.
When's the next time I'm gonna go watch?
Status invite.
I don't think they play another. Oh, actually, I know exactly when they play. They play their next home game. I'm pretty sure it's the UT one, but I meant like a weekend home game. If you guys are trying to watch the team, is on 420. So I don't think anybody has plans then. It's typically like a day most people don't plan around, or if your lifestyle doesn't really affect you on 420.
Yeah, yeah.
River State.
Yeah.
Did that joke fly over your head or something?
No, it did. It did fly over my state. I don't know why I was thinking about something else. 420.
We did. Hello.
It's the Pavlov's dog. I was like, oh,
This thing is on.
yeah.
I want to add cricket sounds underneath that.
Like what?
Yeah, pitching did not look good, Zim. I was terrified. We made a few pitching changes too. I don't think any of our starters stayed throughout the whole thing. We can't get a fucking win against this team for whatever reason. Louisiana looked insane. Their fans traveled extremely well. It's a tough environment to play in at home. But A&M like sold out yesterday. And then we got the shit kicked out of us too. I texted you a voice memo actually yesterday of me losing my shit. 12-2 final score from Bobcat Stadium.
I did not get that voice memo.
Are you sure? Damn,
I'm
who did I send that to?
I'm pretty sure. I was like,
I hope it's you.
I don't remember getting that voice memo at all. In fact, I don't think I got it. Or if I played it when I was asleep and just kept it moving, because I don't remember that at all.
Now that I've been on this dumbass sleep schedule for like almost 2 years at this point, I'm really good at being like, okay, my attention is not here. Unread the message. I'll get back to this later. So I just I'll look at all my texts when I'm like half asleep, and I'm like, I'm not going to respond to any of these until a little bit later.
That's smart. I don't usually do that. Normally,
because then it becomes this is what my badge looks like for Ken's 5.
Uh-huh.
My to-do list. That's my my cute little no mustache picture. But it's just a to-do. It becomes a to-do list for me. Another to-do list on my list.
Read your text messages.
Read and respond to my text, because I text like 20 to 30 people a day. Like,
really?
Reporters, editors, photographers,
my
family,
That's fair.
So
See,
it's like 10 in every group. 10 from work,
call it?
10 from school, 10 from back home.
Yeah, radio is so intimate, such an intimate, medium that I am on the phone with people all the time. That's not texting.
That's Zimmel saying layoffs have been hard across the industry.
It's a small business now. I know everybody by their first, last, and middle name.
I know where their kids went to high school.
I'm just
a roots kind of guy.
Pretty much, yeah. Largest audio company in the country, and I know pretty much everybody that works here.
Oh, okay. So besides like me watching guys work out, which I can never get over, that's sometimes my job is just to watch dudes work out. And the whole time in my head, I'm just like, pause. You're pointing a camera while this dude's stretching.
Yeah, they're saying the same thing. Jacob's enjoying this a little bit too much.
Yeah, I know. Why's that guy at the mustache smiling? And I look like a cop too, because I was wearing my aviators and this mustache. Whatever. But like any answer that you get at the spring game, and I was telling some people that I ended up seeing at the baseball game that I don't put a ton of stock into anything I see at this point in time, because like the coaches are telling you their idealistic vision for this team.
Yeah, I think really who we're going to be identity-wise, really on offense and defense, and special teams is more technical work and getting guys a lot of reps at different positions, but offense and defense really who we're going to be on each side of the ball. New faces, some new schemes, some new ideas, new thoughts, new coaches. So it's always good to kind of figure out strengths and weaknesses of your team, and we're figuring that out. And a good time to experiment on some things and take plays out. Maybe a play that was really good for us last year, this year is not. And maybe a play that was not so good for us, previous years is really good with us now. So just finding that balance of who we're going to be. And it's been fun. It's been quick, kind of the way we're practicing. But it's been fun, and I think we're getting a lot out of it. So that's good.
the players that you speak to are telling you their idealistic vision for this team. It becomes kind of like a Skyrim NPC answer kind of deal where you're stuck in this like, you're trying to go on a quest and then like the baker is just telling you like bullshit and then you're like,
I've been looking for you. Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only. Let's see here. There's a new museum opening up in Dawnstar. The owner is asking me to hand out invitations to travelers. Looks like that's it. Got to go.
let me just go on this quest and try to fight a dragon now, I guess, with this information. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. No, I hear you.
So how much do you put any stock into any of this shit, or what's your bullshit barometer? Basically?
Well, so here's the deal. So with Texas State losing to Louisiana again, it's starting to become similar to the UTSA thing. In that,
no, I didn't mean that. I meant for football. But yeah, let's talk about baseball, I guess. Thanks for paying attention. What are you doing on your phone over there?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, why?
You're about to get a distraction comment to your parents that I'm going to staple to your shirt like a little kid. Andrew was distracted in class today.
Yeah, well, we were talking baseball, and then you went and talked about filming guys. So I wanted to get back on topic.
But that was football. I was filming dudes at football.
I know, but we were talking baseball.
Okay.
You talked about how like it's a small business filming dudes, and I was thinking like, hey, we just did like 45 minutes on football. Let's get back to baseball. That's what I thought we were going with it.
If our conversation was a river, there are small little vortices that form and entrap both of us, and then we get spit out at one end of the other river.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
So you want to talk baseball? What are you talking about? The series
I want
UTSA.
Yeah, it's turning into a UTSA. All right. So with baseball, I'm trying to get over the fact that we talked for like 15 minutes about you filming guys and like looking.
It was not 15 minutes. It was like 5. I just wanted to make that Skyrim joke so I can edit something in later.
Yeah. Okay.
That's how I edit this podcast now.
You think in your head, I got to make this joke because I know I can make this visual gag. Okay.
Yeah, like whenever I have like Tourette's and I'm just like blah blah blah, that's me editing in my head like what needs to be there. And then when I listen back to this podcast, I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I was gonna do in that moment.
Mm-hmm. So with Louisiana's history with Texas State, like over the last like 2 years, it's starting to turn into a UTSA thing where it's a rivalry, but it's kind of not. Like Texas State needs to start winning some of these important games. A home series against the Cajuns in San Marcos matters, or it should. Now, I'm not all that concerned because things have been known to change very quickly when it comes to this baseball team. Hey, the pitching stinks in the month of March. All of a sudden by May, we're okay. Hey, the hitting isn't quite there in May. All of a sudden the tournament rolls around and a bat gets hot and we win some games. So I'm not all that concerned, but it is starting to be one of those things where it's like, you got to start winning some of these games against Louisiana because they are, conference champions, consistently one of the best teams. You need to start stealing some of these games, and the home series, you shouldn't lose the way that we're losing.
I'm a verified Louisiana Lafayette hater, and their Louisiana gear hard as fuck. It's pretty sick. They got the fleur de lis on there, which I actually know what the hell it is at this point.
Do you know what's frustrating, by the way, about Louisiana? That nobody in San Marcos quite understands because we're so far west. If you go to the state of Louisiana, I always say this, that a truck stop will tell you some truth. A truck stop in Louisiana will have Cajun gear, and a truck stop in San Marcos. Now
you can buy River State gear at Buc-ee's.
Yes, that's big. That's big.
Yes, huge.
But normally, for like the majority of our lives, that was not the case. I go to Round Rock.
You can even buy Texas State gear at Walmart for a while.
Or like an HEB.
Target.
Yeah. So
in San Marcos.
It's getting better, but like that's the part that frustrates me, I think, more than anything else, is that like these other Louisiana Lafayette should be there because like they're important. They're a good football team, a good baseball team, but like La Tech and LSU are right next to them. But in Texas, like in San Antonio, I can get a Texas Tech, I can get a Texas, I can get an A&M. I can't find a lot of UTSA stuff. It's better. But like in San Marcos, Texas State for the longest time was on the back burner. That is really frustrates me to my Bobcat core.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And when we had Dalen Pena
getting
on
better.
the show earlier in
Yeah.
the year, we had him on right before the first home game, I'm pretty sure.
Mhm.
Regardless, I was telling him that the way that last season ended was the Cajuns eliminating us in the tournament. Then separately, I think we ended the year at Cajun Field getting the dog shit kicked out of us. And then we had Chase Moore on in between both of those instances.
And yeah,
he was like, we're going to run it back. Don't worry about it. We got this. And we saw our hero go down. Damn it.
What would the hit rate, not great on this podcast with Texas State people coming on saying they're going to get something done and getting done.
No, which is why I didn't ask Dalen Pena that shit. But he did say that that's the biggest rivalry and they hate each other, all of those teams. And he almost did single-handedly win the Sunday game for me. 6-7 final score from Bobcat Stadium or Bobcat Ballpark.
7-6.
Whatever. No, because it's home. Whatever. It's winning score first. I don't care. They lost, so what does it fucking matter? They didn't get a write-up from me.
But
anyway.
you can say it again and edit it. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, but I just won't.
Okay.
That's how I talk, you know?
Okay.
It's not how I write. Those scores are right when I write, right?
Correct.
Correct. Pitching is definitely a concern, though. Sam Hall threw his first complete game last week, so I thought pitching was trending up. Matthew Tippy is also a really cool surprise out of the box. Taylor C, I mentioned, I think super early, like a couple months ago, that I was super excited to see. I need Peyton Zabel to be better. I need Jack Stroud to be better. I need some of the guys who have been here to be better. The bats are pretty good, though. Aaron Lugo's ridiculous. If you guys see this guy, Rashawn Galloway, August Ramirez, all having pretty good seasons. Dalen Pena was ripping like just a couple weeks ago, and into this weekend, he was doing really well too. But yeah, the defense needs to be better, and it starts with the fucking pitchers.
I was gonna say that. I was like, is that where you were gonna go to say like the pitching is the problem here?
And normally I'm an apologist for this team, but since I've seen them lose 3 times every time I've went to go see them, yeah, not good. And we're not winning. We're not sweeping series. I think we had a lot more brooms out at this point last year than we do now.
How do you feel the vibes are? Because you're a big vibes guy.
Vibes are good. Vibes are good. Bunch of drunk dudes behind me at the game this past weekend.
I meant with the team, but yeah, that too.
Here's a vibe check for you. So I saw like the first 6 innings by myself. Then I met up with some friends in that game. So the first 6 innings, I was solo dolo, just vibing out. And I knocked over my sunflower seeds at one point in the game. And the guys behind me were like started booing me, like party foul, party foul. And I was like, yeah, you guys got me. I made a big mess. And then, like, not even 5 minutes later, one of those guys knocked over his entire beer and all of his friends' beers. So there's a river cascading now through the dams, the bleachers. And so we all just look at him. We go, yeah, party foul, dude. So even as we were losing, that game was pretty fun. And then they got out the merch and they were like, get your merch now. So that's when I bought it.
Damn. Put a lot of money away. That's crazy.
$75 for this. And then 2 tickets, 75 plus 30. What is that? 105?
Texas State, they're robbing you. Let's talk about a team that doesn't stink, and that would be my softball program.
Softball State.
My softball program. 29-8, 7-2. They're looking great. And this is the player who I wanted to shout out is Sarah Vanderford, because she has been on a tear. 7 home runs, 32 RBIs this season for Texas State. And when we come on the podcast and we talk about like, oh, Texas State softball, correctly, it's Jessica is the number 1 person we're talking about.
They're ranked too into
they are ranked.
Game that they're playing. Was it tonight or they play tomorrow? I think they play Baylor one of these days.
Yeah, I'll get you that here in a minute. But Jessica right now a .89 ERA, 18-4 with 13 complete games, and that is the story right there. Like that is to me, Sarah hitting, Jessica pitching, and you can't go wrong. That is just we're in a spot now that I feel great. Like you compare the vibes to the baseball, you said like, oh, the vibes in the stands are good. The vibes on the field
we need
softball
to change a little bit.
Are great. I'm feeling great about the softball team right now.
I like how you and me just naturally split to what different teams we both cover individually. Like the baseball team is clearly like my boys, and I'll defend them to no end. And you've ridden softball for so hard, and like
because they're
for
good.
women's basketball too. I was going to mention this when we were talking about it, but you have tapped into women's basketball long before any of the people who have tapped in. You know?
Do you know why, Jacob? Would you like
you
to guess
love
why?
women and you
Because
support
I'm an
women
ally.
in sports. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Now they did lose to South Al 3-2 on Saturday.
But they won that series, didn't they?
They did win the series 2 games to 1.
Yeah. I'm keeping up.
They played a day against Baylor, and then they have a weekend series against Troy.
Well, look, how did Jacob know that? Because I tried to book them, man. I was trying over here.
Yeah.
I looked up
Number
the
21
scores.
Baylor.
I did my research, bro.
Did my research.
What are they ranked right now?
I think they were 14.
Something like that. Yo, who said we were going to be fringe teens over here? Us.
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 We're spot on. I talked about this the other day with somebody. It was you. I said that, hey, I like where this team is at. I don't know if they're a top 10 team, though. And the voters agree. You know what I mean? Like
it's just so clear. Like if they didn't have Jessica, things would be a lot different.
Oh my God. Well, come on. If the best player on the team wasn't there, like, yeah, no kidding. That would be different. I'm trying to find out what their rank is, and I cannot find it. 20, they're 20 in the D1 softball rankings.
21 D1 softball rankings.
Yeah. So I said 14. I was wrong. That loss to South Al probably doesn't help.
No, but you win the series, so. I guess in terms of like RPI, that's what this is based on, right? No or no? Is it just straight
some
win?
of it is. Some of it's RPI. Some of it, yeah, it's ranked opponents, stuff like that. How do your opponents fare? Those type of things, which is it's just tough.
D1 softball has us at 23. This is for their week 8 poll. Who's in front of us? Because I know Louisiana is also very good. Oh, so we're ranked above Louisiana at 24 on this same list. That's what I was looking for on this. Because Louisiana is also really good. We haven't played them yet, too, I think, right? I think we go to Cajun Field.
I think those are last week's rankings.
Was it last week's? This was posted a day ago.
And you said we were what?
23.
In ESPN US softball.
No, this is NCAA softball.
Okay.
Yeah, the D1 softball. NCAA softball. I hate that there's like, like when you mention an account, you're like, blah, 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 but it all sounds like kind of similar. Because like if I said D1 baseball, you would think of the media group, not the, but like that's how the NCAA also refers to it. And that's why they did that. Whatever. I want to see them play. At some point we will have a tailgate.
We are going to a softball game at some point.
Yes. And I will buy tickets. I'm not gonna take my press pass because I want to get drunk and hang out and have a good time.
I want to go on the field and talk to Ricky Woodard and Jessica and Sarah Vanderbilt, and you're not going to get to go because you will be 3 sheets of the wind.
Damn it! No.
Yeah.
I bring my camera. It's okay. I won't get drunk because that's the thing. If I'm working, I won't. If I.
Yeah, that's the first steps of like what an alcoholic says. If I'm working, I'm not going to drink. And then you have a couple and then you're like, well, I mean, I still got my job done.
No,
right?
that's the thing is there's a super big line. And if I do one, I don't do the other. And if I do the other, I don't do the one.
Okay.
No, that's the thing.
Okay.
That's what makes me functioning.
I put the fun in functional alcoholism.
Yeah. Drive safe, not fun. Or what is it? I think it's drive fun, not safe.
Something like that.
Something like that. Got any last lingering thoughts? Next week, we'll have our big spring game preview show. I'm not really sure exactly like what I'm most excited to see because Texas State does it in like kind of like a mock scrimmage thing. So we'll see a bunch of the positional stuff first, and then they'll start breaking them down they'll start at the 50. And then they'll go just like march down the field until they score.
Who do we know?
Blah, blah, blah,
Who
blah.
do we know that could talk to us about the spring game?
Leading up to it?
Yeah, tomorrow, next week.
I guess we can get a football coach on or something. You want to?
Well, I was gonna say former player.
A former player?
Where is Seamus? What is Seamus doing?
I was thinking of doing a mailbag next week, and then
Okay.
maybe we could get some takes off like that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Special guest on the mailbag,
Seamus.
maybe. I hit him up. He didn't hit me back. Neither did Brian Holloway. I'll drop your name on the podcast if I reached out to you and didn't hit me back. And now
Brian Holloway.
now they're not players anymore, so I can DM them all I want.
Holloway didn't get back to you?
Mm. That's my boy. Maybe I should DM him on Squarin though, not my account.
Yeah, I think so. If we were King Kong and Godzilla, which one would you be?
I would be King Ghidorah, just like my boy MF Doom.
King Ghidorah, take me to your leader. Quick to claim that he not no snake like me neither.
Down, 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 down.
That was the question I was having this week. Was King
Did you
Kong,
watch
Godzilla?
Godzilla X King or whatever?
No.
What's that movie called? No, it's apparently supposed to be like amazing. Like
I don't-
somebody when I went to go see the
amazing?
Iron Claw, somebody was like, "Yo, are you gonna go see Godzilla?" And I was in the valley having this conversation, so that's why. But I was on my way to go see the Iron Claw. And they're like, "Yo, are you gonna go see Godzilla King X or whatever the fuck it's called?" And I was like, "No, I'm on my way to go see the Iron Claw." And then the next day, I went to go see Napoleon, and they're like, "Yo, you finally gonna go see Godzilla versus King Kong?" And I was like, "No, today I'm watching Napoleon." That was a waste of money. I should have gone see King Kong.
Yeah, that was. I could have told you that though.
That
Didn't I
shit
tell you that
sucked,
it wasn't
dog.
good?
That shit was ass. But I'm not a Joaquin Phoenix dude, and he's coming out with probably going to be your favorite movie ever with that Lady Gaga movie with the Joker.
So I can tell you right now that Godzilla versus King Kong made $470 million in the United States.
That's a
And I guarantee you that 400 million of that was from the Valley.
Dude, Planet of the Apes numbers in the Valley must go crazy. That's another. I love the Planet of the Apes movie series, like the old ones on HBO. You go back and watch that shit. It is fucking worth. I know I've been talking a lot of movies like in the past couple months on this podcast.
My man gets divorced and all of a sudden becomes a cinephile. This is crazy.
Straight up, but only movies from 1991 to 2005. I don't know what it is. It just speaks to me.
10 things I hate about you.
Ooh, no, that's a good one. Add to the list.
You know
what all this?
You haven't watched it yet?
No, I've seen it, but I haven't. Not recently. The thing is, I'm buying most of these movies on my Apple Plus account. I'm building up my little library right now in real time. My digital library. The reason I watch most of these movies, by the way, is I'll just be scrolling on TikTok or Instagram, and then I'll see like a cut up piece of the movie. I'm like, damn, I've never seen that before. Let's watch it. And so that's how all of this started off, pretty much. It's me just scrolling on TikTok.
I think it's funny that everybody else is buying like physical media. Like they want DVDs, Blu-rays, stuff like that because of the way streaming services just take stuff and move stuff around. And you're like, yeah, my Apple digital library. God hope that Apple never goes belly up.
But if the world ends or something, I'm not gonna be shitting a brick over fucking my Apple library being, I'm gonna be like, oh shit.
Oh, I bet no.
I just ran into a gang of looters on the side of the street. Like, wait, oh, thank God I have my DVD player with all my Blu-ray discs that I can take to the bunker with Zimmel.
Okay, I'm just
That
saying.
is so stupid. No,
I'm just saying. Most people are like, let's buy physical DVDs and like physical media, and you're like, my digital library is growing.
Oh,
It's like,
here's my physical media list, right? This is the last time I was at home. These are still like in my childhood bedroom. Jarhead is a DVD I own, and 50-50, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. That's a great movie. Seth Rogen, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah.
And I think I own a physical copy of Don Juan, or that might also be like in my Amazon or something.
Big Levitt fan, huh?
I love JGL.
Yeah.
When they teased that he was gonna be like
Robin,
it was supposed to be Nightwing. Spoiler, but that fucking never happened. I was pissed, and that was the height of his JGL like career.
Yeah. Christopher Nolan movie doesn't get better than that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That was his Vinny Chase moment. Just finished Entourage, the movie and the series again, by the way.
Victory!
Yeah. Which character do you think of yourself as?
Victory! I'm Johnny Chase, baby. But
Yeah.
I was thinking about this when you were talking to me about the series overall, like who is the main character? And I think you're right. It is E.
It 100% is E.
1,000% E.
Yeah.
He's got the
So
best storyline of all the guys.
Yeah, right. You think? Because it's because he helped create the show. It's kind of like how like Jerry ends up with the hottest chicks on Seinfeld.
Well,
Which
he
so
was a
if
famous
you're-
actor who eventually signed with the same production company who, yes.
So if you are Johnny Chase, right? Johnny Drama.
Yeah, Kevin Dillon's character.
So who am I?
You're not Turtle. I feel like most people would be like, that's Turtle. I'm like, okay, dickhead. There's a lot more to Andrew Zimmel that you don't understand.
Don't love that, but continue.
I think you're Seth Green. You're such a contrarian, bro. Every time
Seth Green.
my blood boils anytime Seth Green shows up on that show because you know there's gonna be some BS involved.
I like his character in that show, so that makes
He's such a dickhead, dude.
not Ari.
No, dude, that's one of the best parts of that entire show.
Thanks
And
for,
not because
thanks for
everything
potting,
he's
guys. Thanks for potting. Some people would say you're Turtle. I don't think so. I think you're Seth Green, which plays an even smaller role. Not Ari. No, not Ari. He's the best part of the show. All right, that's the show. Thanks, guys.
Fuck.
What a guy. What a character.
Yeah.
Some would say Jake Rodriguez is a dickhead. And I go, no, he's not a dickhead. That guy's just an asshole.
Yep, that's the show. Thanks for squaring around, everybody. We'll see you next week for our spring game check-in episode. And then I've already booked our boy, Colton McWilliams, to break it all down for us the next week, immediately following the spring game. Peace.
We don't need no badges. I don't have to show you any stinking badges.
Better not come any closer.
Thanks for listening. New episodes out every Thursday. Follow the boys on Twitter. Eat 'em up. Eat 'em up.